DC here. Hi guys and gals. Well, hope you're all well. It is Monday, and on Monday there is one thing you've probably gotten used to me saying. Monday is tag day, and there should be no exception. Well, there were sometimes, but there won't be today. And I will be starting off with Jasmine's 5-question tag. Hi there, Jasmine, and I do hope that you're well, and let's get into it. Question 1 is, something you used to enjoy doing with your dad. We've answered that before. I don't even remember what I said, but there are quite a few things I like to do with my dad. And one of them was snowmobiling. Yeah, I really did enjoy going snowmobiling with my dad, and we would go off usually on Saturday morning, let's say, and when it was really cold, and we'd go up the hills. There was what we called the pipeline. The pipeline was basically a track in the mountain where there was a pipeline, and we could go parallel to it. It was a very difficult snowmobiling place because it was bumpy, hilly, and depending on the snow conditions, could be pretty perilous actually. But once we were on top, it was like a shortcut to get to a place called Glen Sutton. We would drive. I guess you could say drive. We'd snowmobile over there, and in Glen Sutton there was an inn. I was almost going to say in pretty bad shape. I don't even think it exists anymore, but it was a snowmobiling inn in the winter. And so with my dad, we'd stop there, we'd have a drink, and we'd come back, and it was great time together, a lot of bonding time. I miss that. I do. Okay, question 2. The biggest fear that you had as a kid. As a kid. The playground. The school playground. Yeah. I was the bilingual kid in a French school. So in other words, for them, I was the Anglo. I was pretty good at school. So I was the hated nerd. And I wasn't great at sports. That didn't help. So, and I wasn't very good with my fists. I wasn't good at all with my fists. Anyway, having said all that, it took a while. Later on in life, I was pretty shy, but I was going to say later on in life, I learned, how can I call it? I learned how to use humor to diffuse things, but I didn't know that then. We're talking about grade school here. And the schoolyard, I remember them pulling off my glasses and jumping on, stomping on them. Oh, never mind. I don't even like to think about it. Question 3. Do you like your age? I'm pretty indifferent with my age, although I clearly know that I'm getting older. I'm 68 now, so Jasmine is just a young pup at 60, coming up to 65. I was really looking forward to being retired, and I'm very happy to be retired, aside from the money part. But I think, if you ask me, the age I enjoyed the best probably was my late 40s, early or mid 40s, I think. Mid 40s to mid 50s, that period of life. Things are going pretty smooth at work, with the family, and so on. And somehow, you felt there was a lot ahead of you. Now, when you're in your when you're in your late 60s, coming quickly up to 70, you know that there's a lot more behind you than in front of you. So, do I like my age? I don't mind it. But I'd kind of like, to probably be like in my uh, early retirement age and kind of stay there for a while. Okay, question 4. When do you feel most alone? Well, I think one thing first off is that feeling alone is not a negative thing. It's not the same as feeling lonely. And I actually enjoy a lot of times being alone. There's the time, that's time for you with you. And I guess it always gets back to the same thing, If you like yourself, you don't mind being with yourself. I mean, company is good. Good company is really good. And if you like yourself, well, you're probably with good company. So, yeah, I do actually like being alone. Now, when do I feel most alone? I think it's when I'm on a trip. Well, I mean, that doesn't happen anymore because now I am retired. But when I was on a business trip, I think that is it. When I was on business trips and I would see or be somewhere which I knew that, well, Mrs. DC or other members of the family would really like and really enjoy, but I was alone, then I would feel alone. Yeah. Was it a negative? Well, I mean, it was negative if it made me feel lonely, a little bit, but it wasn't, something bad. But yeah, when I was on a trip and I saw something that I really enjoyed, then I would feel alone. Yes. Question 5 and last: do you hold grudges against anyone? I think I did when I was younger. Well, you remember the question that was about, I spoke about the schoolyards and stuff like that. Probably then. I've got over that. And I don't enjoy when, if somebody's done something wrong to me. Like I say, I usually pass by it. As far as I'm concerned, the closest I get to a grudge just means that I will not interact with the person who did that. Now, strangely enough, on Facebook, there was a guy who was in my grade school, and he was one of those people that really wasn't particularly nice with me. But I then saw that he was the same age and he was retired and became retired, moved into a cheaper part of the country. I'm talking now about a person who lived with me when we were living in Canada. So this is a person in Canada. And he lost his life partner. So the lady, I think, had cancer, something like that. So I saw that online and I reached out, and we've actually become, I won't say friends, well, we're Facebook friends, but something? We look at our things regularly. And this is my other Facebook account, by the way, if any of you are wondering. And we are, he's probably somebody that, like I was saying, I would have, when I was younger, I would have had a grudge. I certainly wouldn't have wanted to be associated with him. And now we're, I don't know if we become friends. I mean, real friends. But, we have these moments every now and then. So it's kind of cool. So yeah, the question, do you hold grudges? No, not really. But, I'm not stupid. So, I'm not going to always go and put my head in the lion's mouth either. So, instead of keeping a grudge, I just assume all of a sudden, there was somebody once said, and I think that's right, keep your hit list and pray for everybody on the hit list. There was a question to that though. The people on the hit list, what is your prayer? Is it they change or they die? You know, that's one of those things. You know, you could always solve a few things with a few funerals, as someone once said. Anyway, that's something I probably won't get into. Okay, I've been speaking long enough. So thank you, Jasmine. And it was an enjoyable tag. And take care. Bye-bye.